Assalamu alaikum and welcome to our app, Vehicle Reservation Management App. I will now present to you our application. First, when you start our app, you will meet the login page, where you have two inputs, email and password. And of course, you have to type them. Here, when you log in, it will automatically show you the fitting frame depending on your role. We'll see that later in our code part. Here is the three tabs of clients, reservation, and vehicle. You can notice that we have the same functions, buttons that will modify our tables. Here, I can search. As you can see here, we can also add, which I will add, for example, I will not, of course, put his real phone number. Okay, and oh, I made a typo. No worries, I can fix it. And click OK. And you can see here, we have a small console for verifying that shows you the status, and if there's any errors, it will show you that too. Moving on to the reservation, it is the same. Same functions and same everything. Here, I can delete. It will, of course, ask me to confirm. Which, if you don't select, you won't be able to use this. But here you can. Moving on to the vehicle, same thing. Oh, I almost forgot. We have the filter option. It's like a search option, except it's with a more precise and a more easy way to use. Like here, let's look for all the SUVs. SUV, and apply. And here I have all the SUVs I need. Well, this is the management part that can be only accessed by the manager, aka gestionnaire in French. We'll now move on to the admin part, which is very similar. Moving on, we have the admin part. Of course, you have to log in again using a different account here. As said before, of course, it will show you the same tab, except you have the users part. You can do every operation we did previously, and as you can see, the changes are the same. I added MAHFOUDI Malik. We can also go to users. Here I have the one I used previously, which was a gestionnaire, aka manager. And now I am logged in as an admin. Of course, I can add another admin. The same way as previously. I will add him as admin. And click OK, and there he is. User added successfully. Well, this was the first part, the UI. We'll now move on to the code part. Moving on to the code part, we have simple classes, such as a client, vehicle, and reservation, which use a simple constructor to construct our instances. Also, getters and setters, and a toString method, as shown here. Vehicle, as said before, very similar logic. Reservation, same again, except we have a calculate total cost method, which calculates the cost using a start and end date. Also adds a damage cost if the vehicle is damaged. Here we have the frames part, which is management panels. We'll start with the client management panel. As you can see, you have the basic login to the database. Here's the information. I shouldn't show you a password, but I showed it. Anyway, the client management panel constructor. It calls 4 different methods. We have set layout, set background, which works with JPanel, initialize components, and refresh table, which is methods we have declared in this code. Starting with initialize components. It declares simply the table model and the different panels and scroll pane we need, and buttons and etc. As you can see here, we're using a flow layout and colors, as you can see. And we have action listeners, key listeners, mouse listeners. And we've used the add and different methods we'll see shortly. Starting with the refresh table, we have here the different instructions. We'll select from clients and it will simply send us again from the last updated version of the database. We have handle add, again uses the insert into clients. These are SQL commands, so it's not a problem. It's just simple code. It's basic code we will use over and over, nothing to change. Here, it uses the text fields to add. Handle modify. It will simply take that field and it will, of course, insert it again. Like it will use get text from here, from the text field. What is filled, using the previously text we had. Considering we have handle delete, but simply delete from client where ID equals. It will use the ID depending on what we selected. We have search table by client. It will use the search. It's a simple search method we've seen before. It will use what we've typed into the text field of search, and it will show it on the screen, depending. It will modify the table, actually. Open filter dialog. It's a function that opens a dialog frame, a small one, where you will have to fill out the filter information. They didn't mention earlier is that the handle add and modify also opens a dialog panel frame. Here again the same code, button and all, and apply button it uses this. We have the filter table which is used and previously here, and there you go. Simple code, nothing too big. Simply sees where is where, and it will use SQL commands. Vehicle management panel, same thing, nothing big. Same way, manage vehicle management panel. This time we're using the constructor. We have refresh, handle add, insert, handle modify, update vehicle, handle delete, open filter dialog, and search table. And refresh, of course. Reservation management panel. It uses the same thing as client, except here we have different names for some methods. It's not a big deal. It's just like here. Search table. Same thing with vehicle. Like it's just some slight changes. User management panels, again, very similar to client. It shows the components in continuous, simply with the rest. There you go. The main frame. This is the manager's frame, aka gestionnaire in French, as mentioned multiple times previously. Anyway, as you can see here, it uses a G-tab pane to call different panels and adds them to the tab pane. Then shows them. Admin frame. Same thing, except it's 4 tabs now. Here, the login page, the final page. We'll show you here. We have the database, of course, and the main. Here, we use the main because it's simple and it's not a very big thing. For the login, we use a JPanel, which is an image background panel, and we have a path to it. We'll talk about it soon. We have, of course, the frame, the layout, ng, label text, and everything. We have, for the login button, an action listener that will, of course, verify here if the login is successful. Of course, verifies the roles if it's admin or if it's gestionnaire, manager. If it equals the good role. If not, it will simply tell you role not recognized, and it will close the frame. We are also using a get user role, which will get us the role from the table to verify it. And finally, the image background panel, which is a modified JPanel class with some extra thing so it can work perfectly as it did in the beginning of this video. And here it is. You can once again log in. And this was our project. I hope you really liked it, and that was a very good experience. So have a nice day or a nice eve, and thank you for your time.